In the dark forests of Bohemia, there stands a castle like no other. Houska Castle, a fortress built not to protect, but to contain something far more sinister. Legend has it, this place was not constructed for defense, but to seal off a pit believed to be the very gateway to hell. Many have ventured there, but few have returned, for within its walls lies a secret that has haunted the land for centuries. Jakub and Aneta, two adventurous siblings, arrive at the mysterious Houska Castle. Their father, a historian, has been tasked with studying the ancient site. But as they explore the castle's cold, shadowy halls, they soon realize that this is no ordinary fortress. Strange markings cover the walls, and every door seems to lead deeper into the castle's forgotten chambers. "This place doesn't feel right," Aneta whispered as they descended the narrow, winding stairs into the castle's dungeon. Jakub, ever the skeptic, shrugged off her fears, but deep down, even he felt the unsettling presence around them. At the bottom of the castle, the siblings stumble upon an ancient pit. An abyss so deep, the bottom cannot be seen. Old legends spoke of this pit as the gateway to hell. As they peer into the darkness, a gust of cold air rushes up from the depths, and with it, strange whispers that seem to echo in the empty halls. "People say this pit was covered to stop something from getting out," Jakub muttered. But his words were soon drowned out by a low, guttural growl coming from the shadows behind them. Shadows crawl along the walls, and strange, inhuman figures emerge from the pit. The siblings hear the screams of long-dead prisoners and the scratching of claws against stone. In the distance, the demonic creatures rise, twisted beings with hollow eyes and contorted limbs, climbing out of the gateway with vengeance in their hearts. Aneta and Jakub ran, their hearts pounding. But no matter where they went, the creatures followed. They had awoken something ancient. Something that had been waiting for centuries to be freed. With the help of an ancient book of spells hidden in the castle's library, the siblings realized that the only way to stop the creatures is to seal the gateway once more. As they perform the ritual, the demonic beings fight back, screeching and howling. But the castle itself seems to aid the siblings, walls closing in, doors slamming shut, as if the structure wants the evil contained. The ground beneath them trembled as the last words of the spell were spoken. The pit began to seal, and the creatures screeched in agony, dragged back into the darkness from which they came. At dawn, Jakub and Aneta emerge from the castle, exhausted but alive. They look back at the now silent fortress, knowing the evil they had encountered will one day rise again. But for now, Houska Castle stands as a silent guardian, keeping the gateway to hell sealed until the next time it opens. And as the sun rose, the siblings knew the horrors they had faced would remain with them forever. Houska Castle was not just a place of legend. It was a prison, holding back the ancient forces that lay beneath the earth, waiting for the moment to be freed once more.
Houska Castle, located in the Czech Republic, is one of the most mysterious and eerie places in Europe. Nestled deep in the forests of Bohemia, Houska Castle is not like any other medieval fortress. It is said that this castle was never built to protect its inhabitants from invaders. No, Houska Castle serves a darker, more terrifying purpose. According to legend, it was constructed to cover a hole in the earth, a pit so deep that it is believed to be a gateway to hell itself. For centuries, villagers whispered of the cursed land where the castle now stands. Long before the fortress was built, a gaping chasm opened in the ground, and strange, unexplainable phenomena began to plague the surrounding area. Foul winds carried eerie whispers, animals vanished without a trace, and those who dared to approach the pit were never seen again. But it wasn't just the land that was cursed. Many claimed to have seen hideous creatures crawling out of the depths, twisted figures with hollow eyes and mangled limbs, demons that preyed upon any who wandered too close. The pit terrified the local people so much that the land remained untouched for years. It was avoided at all costs, until a wealthy, mysterious nobleman came to Bohemia with a bold plan. He would build a castle directly over the chasm to seal off the gateway to hell, trapping whatever malevolent forces lay within. Construction began in the 13th century, but almost immediately, strange things began to happen. Workers refused to go near the pit, claiming to hear agonizing screams and see shadows moving in the depths. Some vanished without a trace, while others returned, but only to tell of horrifying visions before losing their minds. Despite this, the castle was completed. Its thick walls were built over the pit, covering it entirely, and the villagers believed the evil was contained, at least for a time. But the legends did not die with the completion of Houska Castle. Strange occurrences continued within the walls. There were whispers of ghostly figures wandering the corridors at night, of doors opening and closing by themselves, of distant moaning coming from the deepest parts of the castle. Many believed the pit still existed beneath the fortress, its dark energy seeping through the stone, waiting for the moment it could be unleashed once more. The most chilling tale of Houska Castle centers around an experiment conducted by a group of prisoners. According to the legend, the castle's lord offered a condemned man a full pardon if he agreed to be lowered into the pit to see what lay within. Desperate for freedom, the prisoner agreed. As they lowered him down, the man began to scream uncontrollably. When they pulled him back up, he was no longer the same man. His face had aged decades, his eyes wide with terror. He babbled incoherently about dark, monstrous beings and untold horrors lurking in the pit. He died shortly after, his mind shattered by whatever he had seen. As the centuries passed, Houska Castle became a place of mystery and fear. The pit was sealed, but the darkness remained. Ghost stories continued to swirl around the fortress. Some spoke of a black-winged creature seen flying above the castle at night, while others told of spectral figures haunting the courtyard. But the most persistent rumor was always the same, that the pit, the gateway to hell, was never fully closed. To this day, Houska Castle remains an enigmatic and eerie sight. Tourists who visit often report feeling a chilling presence, as though they are being watched by something unseen. Some claim to have heard distant screams or felt sudden drops in temperature as they passed through the rooms, especially near the lower chambers of the castle where the pit was said to be. Yet, despite all of the unsettling legends, Houska Castle continues to stand tall, a silent guardian over a forgotten gateway. Whether the pit truly leads to hell, no one knows for sure. But one thing is certain, something dark and ancient resides within the walls of Houska Castle, waiting, biding its time. In the end, Houska Castle is more than just a medieval fortress. It is a place where the line between our world and the underworld has blurred. A place where legends of demons, lost souls, and the supernatural are all too real. Those who venture there can feel it, the oppressive weight of something unknown lingering in the air. For centuries, it has been both a prison and a reminder, a warning of the dark forces that lie just beneath the surface of the earth. And as long as Houska Castle stands, so too does the question, is the gateway to hell truly sealed, or is it simply waiting for the right moment to reopen?
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.